I was about up late trying to get some stuff done for my dad. And this Lindsay Clancy stuff just keeps bouncing off my timeline. I've watched as much of the trials I've had time, been paying attention to all the retards. These are absolute insane people on TikTok, on Twitter, on Insta, on Facebook, all backing her. It is insane watching women of today. I mean, I've got it. No wonder marriage rates are in the effing gutter. And it's just, holy crap. Women today are backing a woman who did one of the most horrendous things, not only once, but 3 times. And she's such a selfish person. If she had problems, maybe jump out the window herself. She could have just done that. Took herself out and maybe saved her kids. No, this selfish Munchausen's piece of crap took her kids out first, and in an insane way. A way where those kids got to have mommy wrap something around their throats and then watch her walk away as they are dying slowly. Yes, I'm going to be graphic. They died slowly and painfully watching mommy walk away. The very being we all have our first memories of and trust more than anybody alive ever. That is a narcissistic, insane piece of shite. And it is crazy that women are ad nauseum backing this. And I'm not saying every woman, but there's way, way too many. Any more than 0 is too many. And there are TikToks, Facebooks, Instas, everywhere. Oh my God, she didn't do it. Why? Because she's and I don't know if I'm going to get the stupid astrology shit right. She's a Sagittarius. Well, he's a Cancer, so of course he did. I know I'm getting those wrong. I don't give a rat's ass because your astrology is in freaking sane, just as the rest of it. And most men, 90+% of men, don't give a shit about astronomy. And 9% only care just to go, yeah, okay, honey. Only 1% of men give any credence to astrology. Women, for some reason, especially these days, oh my God, she couldn't have killed her kids because she's you pick it. You pick your astrology sign. He had to do it because he's this sign. Oh my God. Talk about not want to take any accountability for anything anymore. What is wrong with, not just women, but leftists, but women in general, not wanting to take accountability for anything? It just goes back to about, oh, we want equality. No. And my wife even says this. Women only want equality when it's good for them. They want the good stuff. They don't want the average stuff. They don't want to have to sign up for the selective service. They don't have to work the nasty jobs of men. They don't want to have to open the door for men. Hey, they sure as shit don't want to buy stuff for, Valentine's Day for men. 99.9% of all Valentine's Day shit are men buying for women or else. So people backing this insane woman, Lindsay Clancy, and it's 99.9% women. What the absolute fuck is wrong with you? There is something wrong with women today. I find myself very, very lucky. I found my wife under the wire before this insanity hit women. She finds women today so disgusting, she doesn't want to be around most of them. That is scary shit. Sorry, guys, if I'm not catching the chat right away. I'm very tired. Thank you, Sog. Holy crap, dude. Of course, you're on my Facebook, so you know me personally, so thank you. But I'm going to say no wonder, once again, no wonder the marriage rates are so low. We're not having enough kids. Men out there who are busting their ass and working, who want to have a family, want to have kids, are looking at the insane women these days and going, are you out of your mind? I'm going to marry you? Are you shitting me? Why would I marry you? One, you're knucking futs. Two, the divorce courts, if anything does go wrong, which 75% of all divorces are the woman going, I'm just not getting my needs met. Walk out and somehow they still get everything in the divorce. But I thought women were equal these days. So why are the men still paying for this shit? Why are the men not getting the kids? Why are the men not getting support? So why would men go into this? Any man these days that gets married without and I know people get pissy about this, any man today that gets married without a prenup, I'm sorry, buddy, you're a moron. Even if you think this is a good woman, the way the courts are stacked, the laws are stacked, cover your ass. Cover your ass. I'm sorry, I'm jazzed up. I'm super tired. Trying to down the last bit of my last energy drink for bed. Yes, I take them before bed because I'm high caffeine tolerance. But as I was shopping for some medical stuff for my father, I saw some more of this Lindsay Clancy shit. And the insane women. Well, astrology says he had to do it. Oh my God. People on some of my Facebook feed are commenting on it. Well, his timeline doesn't back up. What are you talking about? Her own defense is admitting she did it. They're just trying to make excuses for why. This is nothing different than when you watch Law and Order back in, 89 or 90, when they talk about Munchausen by proxy. It's all this is. Now we just drug people and make excuses for them instead of putting them away. We need to go back to putting insane, flipping people in padded rooms, drug them up, and keep them away from you and me and the average people. I'm done with this. And the rest of us should be done with it. So I'm sorry I come in hot. I'm super tired, as you can see by my eyes. I'm just looking right now. I am flipping tired. But this just pissed me off so much. Thought I'd come on and blow off some steam, or I'd just be tossing and turning. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes, Sog. I do appreciate it. Funny, you find out I have the same birthday as a YouTuber I like, which sounds funny since I'm a YouTuber. I got my Exploring with CF 9 years on YouTube notification yesterday. But yeah, Fear the Beardo has the same birthday as I do. Didn't know that. Somebody I watch, sorry. I have to stay off caffeine, screws up my anxiety. Well, see, Sog, I'm the opposite, bud. If I get blood in my caffeine system, I get a little squirrely. But as you can tell right now, I just noticed my eyes, like I said a little bit ago in this cam. Whoa, you can see how tired I am. I was just up getting some medical stuff taken care of from my father. Getting some stuff sent to his house, pressure bandages and other things. And this Lindsay Clancy stuff is going on my other screen. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding? I mean, are any of you guys, if you were live or watch this later, is anybody surprised that marriage rates are down? Not just in America, in a lot of Western nations. And the biggest gap is the men and women. Men ad nauseum these days want to get married, want to have families, have their kids, do the house, the white picket fence, do the little league, do the, God, let's build this human being. And the women are like, nope, yeah, I want to be boss babe. Or if we have a kid, we don't have a gender. We wait till the child chooses their gender. Shit like that. And men are going, are you nuts? What is wrong with you? And once again, when the divorces are 75% the woman just enacting a divorce going, well, I just don't feel happy that all my needs are met. Why would men get into this? And I'll say it once again. If you're a man today, you meet a woman of today, and you get married without a prenup, God help you. God help you. All right, what was that beard channel? It's Fear the Beardo. He's a member of the Geeks and Gamers crew, I believe. In fact, I'm pretty sure he is. And when he started on Geeks and Gamers, I actually didn't like him. Way too loud and yelly, but he's toned it down. But he does a lot of pop culture and a little bit of politics and some gaming. And I actually like him. In fact, watching a Fortnite stream right now. He's playing with some of the other guys from Geeks and Gamers. All right, Sog. I've noticed a big increase in man hating with women these days. Oh, dude. It's been going on for like the last 10 years now. Toxic masculinity. Yeah, toxic masculinity until you want us to be men. Until women want to vote to send us to war. Then, hey, the toxic masculinity is good. Until women want us to, throw our lives down for them. Until women want a strong man to kill that spider. Or, hey, what's that noise? Because the soy boys ain't going to do it. Even if they do get up, come on. They got noodle arms. They ain't going to do jack. The lefty soys are only big. They're like zombies. Only brave in groups. I never thought of myself as a manly man until about the last 8-9 years. And it dawned on me one time. I told my wife, I'm like, holy crap. I haven't budged. I guess, I'm a mechanic. I'm like my fast cars. I like my stuff. So I don't like sports as much. But damn, man. Compared to today's lefty dudes, that are a lot of the soys out there and the betas. Jesus, I feel like He-Man these days. So it is a big increase, Sog, and it's been like the last decade. Toxic masculinity. Why don't we ever talk about toxic femininity? Women go around hating on men. I want equal rights. They do equal shit. Why do we never hear that? Women, sign up for selective service, and we will put you in battle like we do. You must work the oil rig jobs, the plumber jobs, the mechanic jobs. Do the nasty jobs, not just equality when we want. Sorry to be a shitty rant, but I watch this Lindsay Clancy stuff has sickened me, and it should sicken all men and any sane woman. Another 10, 20 years down the line, there's going to be an awful lot of single child. There already is. You go to TikTok, Insta, Facebook, you go anywhere you want. There are video upon video. Hell, there's YouTube channels that are subsisting just off the insane women who bought into all the, I'm a boss, babe. I don't have to settle. Every fat cow, lazy jackass woman rates themselves at 10 and thinks they deserve a guy that's 6'4", makes $800,000 a year, and will just let them do nothing. And people may not like the I forgot the podcast that Andrew Wilson goes on sometimes. They don't like that show, but when they ask those women, clearly, what do you have all these wants for the men? You have these, this man better do this, better look like this, better pay this. And then somebody will ask, what do you bring to the table? What can the man demand of you? And that's where shit hits the fan. I am pretty. When most of them aren't pretty. Women that are 5s, 4s, and 3s, but I'm a 9 or a 10. No, you're not. Men, if you can give men one thing, rarely does a man like me, that's about a 4 or 5, rate ourselves at a 9 or a 10. We'll go, yeah, lawn dart nose, toucan Sam would be jealous. Not all that pretty. Little thinning hair up here. Yeah, I wear hats. I did it before I thin in hair. Not hiding my thinning hair. I just like hats. Grew up in the country. Thinning hair. I'm not all that great. My voice sucks anymore after all the damage from my lung problem. I won't rate myself at a 9 or 10. But women, you go watch all the street interviews, some of these podcasts. Women, but there's some fat, 5-foot, fat, wart in the forehead, nasty cow that stinks, and she'll go, I'm a 10. I deserve a guy that's 6'4" and makes $800,000 and just lets me do nothing. As soon as you ask him, what do you bring to the table? Myself. Oh. Any man with money's looking at that go, bye-bye. And there's a lot of 30s, 40s, and 50-year-old women now on TikTok and all these other sites just whining and bitching and crying. They're alone. Why can't I find a man? You had your priorities. You did a boss babe thing. You bought into it, and you've spent the last 10 to 30 years shitting on men. Shitting on very good men you could have had. Men who courted you. Men who treated you with respect. But they didn't hit your I'm a boss babe buttons. And now you're alone. You and your kitty cats are going to enjoy. And because of your asinine bullshit, we are seeing a population fall off in this country. Because men aren't going to... men will... men will stick their ween in crazy shit. And when you have gone so crazy, men won't stick their thingamabob in your thingamabob. That is ODFS, country saying. ODFS crazy. When men go, shh, my thingamabob ain't going in your thingamabob because you a nutbag. Wow. Because men throughout time have looked at some semi-crazy women or some pretty crazy women and go, I'd do that. I'd hit that. Yeah, well, let's give it a shot in this relationship. Women have finally gone so far out. I don't know, it's not all, but it's way too many. Gone so far out there that men are going, nope, I would rather jerk the gherkin, wax the weasel, be alone, go do my shit, hang out with my friends, drive fast cars, do stuff alone, than get with the crazy. They may be upset and sad they will never have children or family, but it's still better to them than dealing with an insane, left-tard, nose ring carrying woman who will idolize an insane murderer like Lindsay Clancy. We live in a time when a woman who brutally, insanely, horrendously murdered her 3 children is going to have over, about $1 million in OnlyFans money. That shows you how sick and degraded our society is, but also, especially females. Yeah, you're going to give me shit. Oh, you're hating on females? Yes. And they deserve it. When was the last time you ever saw a man that murdered one of his kids, let alone 3, in this way, get this amount of support from men, let alone $1 million+ in a GoFundMe type thing? Never. Men will look at a guy who did this and go, oh, put me in a room with him for a little bit. Let's go. And I'm sure there's some women out there, a good amount of women that say the same thing, but it's too many women. And we have to ask ourselves, what is wrong with women today that they're on 1, not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 SSRIs or drugs to offset SRIs that put other problems on them? What is wrong with today's woman? A lot of it is they bought into the bullshit. Go out there, get that career. You don't need a man. You don't need a family. Having children is holding you back and evil. How dare you do what your very genetics, your very psyche tells you to do? So now they're 40s, 50s, and feel empty. They're not married. No chance of having kids. They're lost. There's way too many. Then you got the ones like Lindsay Clancy, who had problems. Her husband probably should have paid a little more attention to that. And she goes around shopping for drugs and doing insane shit. It is all Munchausen by proxy. Okay, doctor, fuck you, man. I don't need to be a doctor to see crazy. You're going to give me some fucking defense of a woman who brutally, this is not somebody who quickly killed her kids. She wrapped exercise bands around their effing throats and walked away while they were suffocating and dying. They got to see their mom walking away. Give me a defense of that. Let's hear it. That is insane. Okay, doctor. You know what? I don't have to be a veterinarian to know my cat is not a cisgender tabby. I love retards like you that say, okay, doctor. There are common sense things in society that we don't need to be a doctor. You don't need to be a mechanic to hear your car making a squealing noise and go, well, that ain't right. You don't need to be a plumber. When you flush your toilet and it backs up, you don't have to go, okay, plumber. Don't be a retard. I mean, if I took that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm super tired. I'm pissed off at all this shit from Lindsay Clancy coming across my feed. It is insane. I'm not priceless. I'm worth about, let's see, 2 quid and 3 pence, right? I just see stupid as it is, and I call it out as it is. And if anybody's been on my channel before, I've called out my own stupidity. But this is not one of those times. All these women using astrology to try to excuse what Lindsay Clancy did, or women taking pictures, holding their own babies, going, me too, Lindsay. Every single father that sees the mother of their child holding their own baby, going, me too, Lindsay, should go to court instantly and get that child away from that woman. Any woman that would do that is in fucking sane. I won't back down from that. I will not. I'm married to a woman who would never do that. Most women that are rational would never do that. That is blatantly insane. Blatantly. Americans use the word quid. No, they don't, Sog. I did that for you. But I grew up watching Doctor Who, Red Dwarf, Hyperdrive, Faulty Towers. I grew up watching a lot of UK media back in the day. Are you being served? So I've watched a lot of that. So I still use it. I've used a joke a long time. You know, instead of, 50 cent, I said, yeah, the UK rapper is 2 quid and 3 pence. But dude, anybody here, you want to defend this lady? Try it. You want to be mad that I'm mad about the insanity in females these days in Western nations? Not just America. A lot of Western nations are seeing this. Women have been sold a line of shit. A line of shit that is against their genetics. And it's bad to even talk about our genetics. It's so holding women back to do what your very psyche and physical body were born to do. Men were born to protect, to do the hard jobs, to take the beating, to get the scars, squish the spider, go after the bump in the dark, and anybody that screws with their woman or their kids, to lay their lives down if need be. Go out and bust their ass on the physical jobs, whatever it took to feed their family, keep their family safe, so the mother can raise the kids. And now it's insanely bad to say that to women. What the absolute fuck? Where did we go wrong with this insanity? I do not understand this. And once again, I'm not saying all women, but there's way, 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 way too many. Go look at the videos of all these idiot women supporting this bitch. Holding their babies up. Once again, any man that sees the mother of their child holding up their baby going, me too, Lindsay, or I'm with you, Lindsay. It could be me, Lindsay. That guy's got to be scared shitless going, dude, that bitch could kill my kid. Women have had children ever since humanity existed. And women didn't have postpartum depression where they off their kids. This is a recent thing. Yes, we started hearing about postpartum depression back, 40 years ago? But they weren't offing their kids. They may have been a little down, get a little extra sun, go exercise, go do something that uplifts you a little bit. But now it's like, I'm so depressed that I got to just off my children in a horrid ways. So sorry about my soapbox, guys. I'm super flippin' tired. But For the love of all that's holy, what the absolute shit. I know I may look at this tomorrow and go, wow, I was flipping tired. I lost my shit. But this is something worth losing my shit about. Women are now backing women who murder children. Kristen. Sorry, I should wear my glasses this late. This is my downstairs pair, so I'll apologize for the funny lenses. Kristen Schloter. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. Totally agree with you. WTF is the support for those poor children. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think I even mentioned that enough. Yeah. Who was advocating for these children as the mom? And I'm not trying to be graphic, but you should be a little bit graphic to realize what she did. She wrapped exercise bands around their throats so they suffocated slowly. This was not a quick death. This was a slow, painful, agonizing death as their mom did this and walked away from them. They got to watch mom, the very person that everybody born on earth looks to. Your first memories are of your mother. Your biggest connection in life is your mother. Your mother is the one human on this earth that every human automatically, and even other animals, trust explicitly. It's your effing mom. She wrapped these things around their throats and walked away. And the kids are watching as they're slowly, agonizingly losing their lives. Mommy walk away. So not only physically did they suffer, they mentally suffered. This woman should gotta watch that TOS. But you know what I would like to say. And to the father, damn, man, I feel for you. But I am going to ask, there were no signs? This is the problem. Men have been so cowed and beat down that we're not supposed to say anything. If we do say anything, we're sexist, we're misogynist, we're hateful, we're evil. Where maybe this guy did see something and he didn't say anything or do enough because he was afraid of what the consequences would be if he did. All right, SOG. Read an article by some woman the other day. She was seriously dating and she didn't think women should be jailed. Ugh. Hey, I'll say it right. Here's another thing that can get me in trouble. I don't think women should be police officers, at least not street cops. When a woman is 90 pounds to 110 pounds dipped in water, you shouldn't be a street cop. When you are going up against men that are 150 to 300 pounds, that 150-pound guy is going to have double or triple the strength of you and will be physically faster. How are they going to do the job? How are they going to do the job? They don't. Women police officers are more likely to shoot people, and they're more likely to fail doing the job. There are things we're each good at. And it's so bad, it's insane that we can't state that now. How dare we state there's some things men do better, some things women do better. How dare we state that we are great together in certain roles? It's horrid. Oh, women feel assaulted if you say something like that. Let me see. Mad Beast King, where did we go wrong giving the women right to choose? The funny thing is, if you look at history, during the suffrage, when some women were fighting to get the vote, the majority of women didn't want the vote. They knew they had it pretty good back then. In fact, if you go look at history, a lot of the women against it were writing, we have it good. We aren't equal in this way and this way. Men are better leaders. Sorry, ladies, they are. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. And it was men that voted to give women the suffrage. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know if repeal the 19th is the right thing. But I'm sorry, but women these days are giving the repeal the 19th saying a lot of credence. Backing someone like Lindsay Clancy? Are you knucking futs? So Mad Beast King, I don't know if repeal the 19th is the right way. But I will say there's a problem with having a whole half of our society that has all the rights of the other half, but lives life on easy mode. doesn't have all the responsibilities of the other half, doesn't have to go to war, but can vote the other half to go to war and get killed. That when a police officer arrests you, a lot of times they don't put the handcuffs on tight. We'll put them on. Oh, they will let them get away with so much without doing anything because it's a girl, you know. And some police officers, I watched a police body cam video where this officer, because it was a woman, one, put the handcuffs on too loose, as usual. Watch body cam videos. A lot of women get out because the cops, oh, it's a girl, don't want to put them on too tight. And also won't search a girl properly. He didn't search her and she had a gun. Pulled the gun out of her cuffs, pulled the gun out and shot through the partition and grazed the officer's head. He barely survived. This happens on a lot of police body cam videos where women have a weapon, and because the cops won't search a woman. That is nuts. So I don't know if it's the right to choose so much, but I do have a problem with half of society getting the same rights without the same responsibilities. Or even the same, even close. I mean, life on easy mode. You go anything from online video making to police officers to politician to just an average woman walking down the street. Where are they actually wanting to be truly equal? Nowhere. That is mostly. And I'm not throwing my wife under the bus. My wife is one of those people that goes, oh, I never said I was equal or wanted to be equal. My wife knows that women are better at some things, men are better at others. And she looks at women today and goes, I don't associate with these people. All right, SOG. I've seen numerous videos of WPCs in dangerous situations who simply don't have the strength. You know, they don't. There's a problem with that. A lot of the body cam videos, when a woman police officer is going up against somebody, they either have to shoot them or it's always some bystander or a male police officer coming and saving their ass. That is insane. It's insane that we are putting out people who cannot do the job up against a man that's 2 to 10 times their strength and much faster than them. How is that safe? Oh, in the name of equality. That's stupid. Just as stupid as these frames for my downstairs glasses. Wow, these are horrid. It is craziness. It's absolute insanity, especially since these female police officers don't have to pass the same tests as the men. If we are truly going for equality, women, you should have to pass the exact same testing to be a police officer for public safety and your own as a male police officer. Same in the military. We should never reduce it. If you're a female who can do that, more power to you. But if you don't pass A, B, and C like the guys, screw you. Find something else to do. That's all there is to it. Chris Hansen. Whoa, Chris Hansen versus Predator. Whoa, that's dude score on the name. I don't even care if you're about to agree with me or disagree with me. Damn, that name is something. Saying societal choice for women was going wrong. How could they take offense? I don't care if they take offense. Facts are facts. It's gone wrong. We have a group, half the country is wanting equality, but only the equality they want. You ask these equality women, so you're ready to go to actual physical combat and wars? Well, no. You don't want to sign up for selective service? Well, no. You don't want to do the plumbing, dirty, hard jobs? You don't want the jobs where you have scars like me and a lot of other men do? Well, no. You don't want to buy the guys a Valentine's Day gifts and their anniversary gifts? Well, no. You don't want to pay on the first date? Well, no. You don't want to ask a guy out? Well, no. So if they take offense, dude, fuck them. That's insane. Once again, the equality movement isn't about equality. It's about we want all the good without any of the down. All right, Susan. Let's see where this goes. If I'm scared and need a cop, I want the biggest, baddest man to come answer the call. 100%. And I'm a guy. Me and every guy that I know in my bubble think the same thing. Me and a friend will be watching police body cam videos. We'll see a guy with friggin' huge arms, 6'4", looks like he bench presses Buicks. And we'll both go, dude, that's a cop. If all cops looked like that, we'd have much less crime. This guy just looks at people and they choke out. Almost a Darth Vader level, these badasses. And I agree 100%. Police officers, the people to protect society, should be able to handle most of society. So if a female cop takes offense at this, fuck you. Nicely, fuck you. If you are 100 to 120 pounds dipped in water, you aren't going to be able to handle a 150-pound man, let alone the 200-pound men, let alone the 250-pound men. Not a chance. Not a flipping chance. Now that 200-pound guy, 180-pound guy might be able to handle him. You don't stand a chance. So, Susan, I agree. I want the biggest, baddest, block out the sun, has the nickname Eclipse, mother pusser, who is big and bad enough where he will either scare the bad guy or woman, going, yeah, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you. Or, at the very least, they can submit them without having to bink, pop holes in them. The women, unfortunately, have to shoot somebody most of the time because they don't have the strength to do anything else. So thank you, Susan. You are not one of the problem. Too bad that too many of your gender doesn't have that same common sense. But we want equality. We want to be police officers too. Then you need to be able to pass the same tests. And I'm not sexist. I'll say the same thing for men when they want to be, jobs that are traditionally women's. Sorry, women are better nurturers, better teachers, when they're not being lefty insane and teaching kids that there are 75 genders and you can be a kitty cat and use a litter box. So that kind of goes with, the women seem to have a problem these days with facts. This isn't even an intelligent argument. I never said it was. I'm sorry if I went and, hey, let me talk to you men's and you women's. We are going to talk from an empirical level about the problems between the genders. I did not do that. I clearly said when I came on, I'm pissed off. I'm very tired. I'm tired of the people backing this Lindsay Clancy stuff. So, whatever. Pearl Davis with brain damage take. Okay, so you're an absolute retard. Pearl Davis is not always right. I've seen her stuff. She's probably right 60% of the time, maybe 55. But tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where you think a 90 to 110 pound woman should be a Leo, a street cop. Tell me how that works when they get a call and have to go to the same calls as men that weigh 180, 190 plus pounds. Tell me how that's going to work out. Let me tell you. Let's hear it. Lisa Ann, absolutely. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Once again, Lisa, you are not one of the problem. We're all equal as a species. No, that's not true. Sorry, Pixie, it's not true. We're not. Men and women are not equal. Men have got advantages in some ways. Women have advantages in others. I am not equal with my wife, totally. We each have advantages. There are things where she can totally outdo me, and there's ways I can totally outdo her. We are not totally equal. We are synergistic people. We need each other to become a good whole. Unfortunately, right now, women are taught the things that their very genetics, their very psyche was built for is bad. It holds us back. That is insane. And at the same time, we're also hearing it on men. Oh, you're too toxically masculine. Be more like a girl. But then the women, even the lefty women, don't want to stay with those soy boys. Craziness. 20 or so body cams isn't a lot, by the way. You're a fucking moron. I can't be sugarcoated any more than that. There are body cam upon body cam upon body cam upon body cam. There's incident and story after story where some woman, police officer, gets totally pwned by some criminal, has to have her ass saved by some other police officers, the guys, and or some poor guy civilian. And the guy civilians can get sued for getting involved. Look that shit up. There's stuff in the military. I got a lot of friends who are in the military who talk about the insane low levels the women had to pass to get to the same level they do. And then they have to end up saluting the woman. They go through 2 or 3 tours of combat, get Purple Hearts and injured, have to come back to some twat head who sat in the, doing accounting or getting stuff sent out to the field, and now she's a lieutenant and he's only a sergeant. That is insane. Tell me how that works. It is everywhere. It's not just 20 body cam videos. Way to obfuscate and be a total tard nugget. At least saying we are not all equal. No, and we shouldn't be. We were designed this way. If my wife was talking right now on this, she'd be much more succinct, much more calm, probably a little more clear in her wording, able to try to talk to you in a slightly nicer way than calling you retarded. Where guys are a little more aggressive and go, yeah, you're a retard. So yes, we aren't equal. Women are better at fine motor skill stuff, patience, better with a little bit of empathy when it's needed, but too bad we put them in jobs where empathy is a bad thing. So yeah, what are the requirements being an officer? Okay, now you're just being an absolute stupid head. That doesn't matter. There are different requirements for different police academies. It doesn't matter. Find me one that requires the women to do the same. I challenge you. Google it. Find me how many. There are a few, by the way. Find me how many. It's a simple AI search. Do it. I've already done it. Let's see if you're going to be honest with me. Do a simple AI search. How many police academies in the United States of America require women cadets to pass the exact same testing levels as the men? Then you can come back at me with another smarmy comment. Men are great at what they do and women are great at what they do. Great partnerships, 100%. We are the yin to each other's yang. Unfortunately, the men are getting beat up for being men these days, but also women are sold a line of goods that being women is horrendous. It's so holding you back. And these women fall for it. They go out to be the boss babe, get this, get that. And then they're, upper 30s, 40s, sometimes even 50s. I've got my career. Now let's go out and do this. And guys are going, no. Men don't care about women's money. They don't care about women's jobs. They are looking somebody to have a family with, somebody to be a wife, somebody to help grow a household and maybe a familial empire with. I don't know how else to put that. Once again, a woman would know how to put that better. Women are better with vocabulary and can see more colors than men. Look that shit up. So I'm not saying men are superior. We're just superior in some ways. Women are superior in others. But we're both being beat up right now that our synergistic differences are bad. Women are no different than men. Women can do everything men can do. Sorry, no, you cannot. Men can do everything women can do. Sorry, we cannot. So yeah, I'm not being sexist. I'm being realistic. Feminists actively push end to selective service. Don't see men doing it, yeah? Women are only pushing it now to end selective service because right now, after pushing their feminist bullshit, now they're in danger of being on it. They didn't push ending selective service 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. They didn't give a shit because they were in no danger of going to war, having signed up for selective service. Now suddenly their feminism has had a backfire. There are a lot of people in our government who are going, maybe we should make women sign up for selective service. And now women are like, shit. You ask these lefty women who push their equality, so you sign up for selective service and go to war like men. They go, no. So you don't want equality. You want the same rights as me without these same downfalls. That is not equality. That is not equality in any way, shape, or form. Once again, I'm going to apologize to anybody who comes in here. I've been up for 22 hours and I'm very tired. But like I said, I was up late looking for some medical stuff for my father and trying to make sure it got sent to him in time. And I saw more of the Lindsay Clancy shit come across my feed. And it's just, there are way too many women supporting her and way too many women saying she's innocent based on astrology. Oh, women, shut up about astrology. I'll bet you're popular with women. I'm married. I had a decent, I'm not going to say I was, oh my God, Casanova. When you look like I do, come on, I got Toucan Sam's nose. But I did decent dating. I'm married. I'm happily married. I have a wife that is very strong, but also admits there's a difference between men and women. If there's a spider on the ground or a mouse or a bump in the night, yep. If I need something with small, good motor skills, patience, nurturing, teaching kids, talk to her. I know the strengths. I am popular. I'm married. Not popular. I'd be single. Me too. I want a badass cop. 100%. A badass cop, a badass soldier. But then when I go to the hospital, I have a medical problem. I want a woman with very fine motor skills. I want a woman that's nurturing, can deal with my problems in that moment, be able to calm me, to reassure me. And those are huge skills. Don't belittle it. Too many women have their true skills belittled. That ability to make people feel calm in a rough moment, to have empathy in a painful, rough moment, to do that small motor skill stuff, to see more colors. It does come in handy. There's a lot of things women can do better. So if you think I'm just out hating on women, you're a fucking retard. I'm just stating facts the way they are. It is simple science. And we've shit on facts and science, and it's caused a rift where marriage in the Western nations is below replacement in most places. All right, let's see here. Yes, Lisa, you're right. Democrats are easily the problem. In America, yes. And I'm not even say it's Democrats, because a lot of the average, close to the center, honest Democrats aren't like that. It is what I would call the leftists, the farther left of the Democrat Party, bordering on the DSA. Why logical thinking? Wait, are you telling me that Scarlett Johansson can't really beat up those guys? You know, I can suspend some reality in movies and TV, but when they lie in TV and movies, they're doing biographies where Cleopatra is suddenly black, or a police show that teaches little girls that this 110-pound policewoman can just be the boss babe and beat up men. I have no problem with a little bit of fiction, especially when it comes to my superheroes. But there's so much of it anymore. And it's not that they just push it in TV and movies. They push it in real life. Men and women are exactly the same. Women can do anything a man can do, but men are retarded. And if you want to suspend belief, then why is it every man in every sitcom is an absolute fat retard? And they are. Men have been made fun of for decades on TV. They're always the fat retard with the hot wife. That's crazy. I know a few people in my circle that are extremely good athletes, like fighters, and their wife is kind of a fat, lazy cow. So, hey, I'm just saying. And boy, at least one friend, if he sees this, is going to be pissed at me. But why, if we got to suspend reality one way, why not the other? Why always, the guys are always stupid. And it's taught everywhere to women. Little girls are told, you can do everything the man can do. And then we see the United States national soccer team go against high school boys and get totally pwned. Why do you know what a frecker and pressure point is? Give me your idea of what a pressure point is. We'll go from there. You can try to say, Lindsay Clancy is going to be some pressure point? Let's hear it. Let's hear that. I call my girlfriend's assy clips. Whoa. Whoa, Justin. Whew. Of course, hey, if you like big butts and you cannot lie, then go for it, as long as she knows you like that big butt. If you say that in front of her and she's a little touchy about that big butt, be careful. Careful language. Why? Exactly. I got this set for not for children, guys. Oh, let's see. Jonathan Buchika? Good morning, beautiful. You are definitely not talking to me with these goofy downstairs den glasses on. And my Toucan Sam nose, I ain't that. I'll take the compliment, but whew, get your glasses checked. Clean your screen. Clean the screen. All right, Lisa Ann. And I know I came in hot, guys, but also partially, not just because I'm tired. In fact, I'm so tired, I'm feeling my body feels hot. It's like, go to sleep, dude. But also, yes, I am being slightly hyperbolic, guys. I can definitely see I was being a little bit spazzing hyperbolic for a reason. Because I do want to draw out the comments. I want to see where you stand. I got some good comments from you guys, but I also got some absolutely horrendous takes. And some of these takes are why we are stuck in these problems, where women are taught that what they are born mentally and physically for, that their wants, their needs, not just having kids and marriage, just a lot of their average wants and needs are bad things and hold them back. And we also at the same time are telling men that some of their genetic, born in mental and physical wants and needs are also toxic and bad. We've attacked both genders for what they want, and we wonder why they're not getting married, not getting together, can't stand to be around each other at times. So yes, I was being purposely a little bit hyperbolic. Jonathan, how'd you sleep? I haven't slept yet. That's my problem. Seasoned Troll. Oh, with that name. I haven't read your comment, but I'm expecting something here. Let's see what happens. The fact they have a firearm, and you missed part of my chat earlier. Way to come in. I'll give you a little bit of grace on that because you weren't here for my earlier part of it. I said they shouldn't be Leos. One of the reasons was because they are more likely to have to kill somebody and shoot somebody. They are likely to have to resort to that firearm. A 110, 120 pound woman, police officer, up against a 150 pound guy, let alone a 180 to 200 pound guy, most likely will have to shoot that person. A 180 pound police officer, though, male on the other hand, will most likely not have to shoot that person. They can most likely use a taser or just wrestle the guy down, put him in a chokehold. The woman doesn't have that luxury. So since tasers are very lackadaisical about how often they work, the 180 pound, 200 pound guy can take that chance against a person around his size. A 110, 120 pound woman cannot, and they know it, which is why they first pull their firearm. And or a man, another officer, male officer, or a bystander, which is in shitloads, more than 20 videos, to the guy who's in 20 videos. There are instance upon incidents everywhere. Instance, by the way, that's Biden moment number 2 on this stream. There are video upon video of women having to have their asses saved. So I'll give you grace in case you missed my earlier comments, but the very fact a female police officer must first and foremost resort to a firearm when the male police officers don't is a big deal. Justin, woof. You need her to nag the criminals. You know what? You know where the female police officers would be good? In the interrogation. And I'm not joking. Women are good with that talking. They're good at convincing. They're good at empathy. They can probably, I'm not sure, probably get criminals to admit to their crimes or calm them a little better than the guys can. Just saying. And it's insane. Yeah, Lisa says facts. It's so sad that we are adverse to facts anymore, that facts get people in trouble. Damn, YouTube being strict, holding comments, cutting review. Sog, you know what I just noticed? You got removed as moderator somehow. Nope, it says you're moderator, but I'm not seeing your mark. Usually it has a mark on here when you're moderator. Maybe your name is too long. It says you're still a mod. You better be. I've known you for what, 9 years now? Bring back witch hunts. I can't remember what channel I was watching, David. By the way, thanks for the comment. By the way, guys, I'm bad at asking. I get a lot of my subscribers who ask, well, of the lot of ones I have, tell me that I should be asking more. Please give me a thumbs up for the stream. You don't have to subscribe. You may be up early, up late, and you run across this. Hey, I get it. And I appreciate any of your time. I know I was very hyperbolic and jazzed up earlier. Part of it was because I was so tired and angry. Part of it is also because I'm purposely being hyperbolic because I want, when you're hyperbolic and jazzed yourself, you get more true responses. People don't think as much to try to cover things. They will just throw out a response back to you. Because you notice how I'm more calm now and I'm paying attention a little differently. So I was looking for actual true responses. And when you come in hot, other people will come back just as hot without, and you'll get their true responses. So yeah, but bring back witch hunts. There's a channel I was watching. I can't remember who it was. I was at the gym and I can't remember who it was saying it. And they're like, well, there's a reason we had the witch trials back in the day. So David, you must have watched maybe the same video. Love by above. We compliment each other 100%. And the bad thing is, not enough of us either. I not know that, or it's not taught to enough of us. And you're 100% right. My wife is, like I said, I'm not being sexist. I am better at some things than her. She is better at some things than me. Together, we equal a whole. She fills my weak spots and I fill hers. And I'm not talking about my mental or my own personality weak spots. I'm talking my physical, my genetic weak spots. Lisa Ann, men and women are equal. They complement each other. 100%. 100%. Jew. Reasonable. Dude, that is such a weird comment for your name. Reasonable. Jew. I know, the nose would make you think so. You think my last name is like Lyon's Denstein or something. It's not. But I will go for Halloween and put stripes on this thing and carry a box of Fruit Loops with me. Nobody can upset me. When I come in hot, I'm not truly upset. Once again, I was trying to draw out a little bit of comments, and I got some real comments from you guys. Modern women are disgusting, delusional, selfish, self-entitled people that care about. Okay. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, very nice. Nice homage there. I would say not all, but it's, once again, it's too many. It's probably at a record high for humanity. And that is scary. It's scary that it's as high as it is. I don't know the percentage, or I'd toss one out. If I had to take a rough guess, I'd say 30 to 50%, somewhere in there. It could be as high as 50%. I'd like to say it's 30 to 40%, but that is insanely too much, even at the low end. Yeah, and I'll agree with part of what you say, because there's street interviews, there's the, what is it, the Whatever podcast? They'll ask women to rate themselves, and you'll have some, I know what I am, guys. I know I'm a little scary on the eyes. But there are women that are absolutely fugly. It will still go, I'm a 9. It's like, you're 4'9", 270 pounds. You're sweating and it's 32 degrees out. I don't think so, sweetie. And there's a little bit of a eau de oink scent coming off you. Not so much. Rarely do you see a 4'9", 250-pound guy who's sweating in snowstorm going, I am a 9. So I will agree, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's great. There is a bit of a delusion that's been pushed on women. And unfortunately, I'm going to blame men. I am going to blame men. Men have, it's in our genetics, so I can only kind of blame partially us, ourselves. Other, we're born to it. We are defer to a lot of women's stuff. We will compliment them sometimes and back off in arguments when we shouldn't. And I do it too. It's a genetic, born-in thing. But you mix that with political correctness and PC BS. We've amped it up. So now we have generations of women who just think, no matter what, they're epic. It's like, oof. Anything they do, their shit don't stink. When they fart, it comes out rainbows and unicorn sprinkles, you know? Justin, they end up getting busted for manslaughter and receiving swollen property. Very nice. That's very good, dude. Did they, season troll, did they mention all the abuse women go through in the military as well? There is some, but it's not as much as they say it is. That's an excuse a lot of them use to get out when they can't hack it. So feel free to keep going on about that. And also, maybe it's one more reason women shouldn't be trying to stick themselves in men's areas. I mean, good God, we can't even have the Boy Scouts now without women being injected in. Men aren't allowed to have any areas where they are physically, mentally, genetically set up to do these things. They're not even allowed to have those anymore because we have to let women in. I'm sorry. Men are better at combat. They're better at a lot of things than women, but women are better at other stuff. Don't interject themselves. Women should not be in the Boy Scouts. That is insane. Growing up, I was a Boy Scout. Yes, I was. And that sitting around the campfire, having even young guy talk. I'm not saying it was, like guys talk in their 20s and 30s, but you're, 12 to 17, 12 to 18. Guys should have those areas. We're not even allowed to have that anymore. Boy Scouts have to let girls in. Well, that's real safe. A lot of boys and scoutmasters sure don't want to be dealing with that liability or all the BS. Oh, now we got to watch our words. Oh, fuck off. We should go back. Girls can have Girl Scouts. Boys can have Boy Scouts. That's it. Women, there's things you can do. Stay out of the active military. And I will say something, and I'm going to mimic some of my friends who are veterans. They are pissed off about this. A lot of men won't admit it, and they even admitted there's a lot of men they went in the military with who won't admit this because it's not proper. No woman who's never been in combat should ever make a man who's been in combat, especially one who's been injured in combat. No man who's been injured in combat like that, sorry, let me put it right, should ever have to salute a woman in the military who was just carpool or requisitions or accounting. That is insane. Once again, we are not equal rights there. If you want equal rights, you should do exactly equal. Women don't have more empathy. It's a myth. Well, maybe, Hitch, maybe I'm not saying it right. Women have, okay, actually I'm going to disagree in a way. Women have more empathy when they want it. Women have less empathy when they want it. Usually in breakups, it takes men out. This is going to break another myth. You want to go myths? In breakups, men take longer to get over them than women. It hits men more. Women can, when they try to get out of a relationship, they just go, click, I'm done, I'm out. Any man that's been through a breakup where a woman just decides they don't want to be around you, it's click, gone, and they're on to the next guy instantly almost, or within a month. The men, even if you break up or the one breaking up with somebody, you always got this doubt. You got this time where you stay single. You're like, God, did I do the right thing? There's so much racking your brain. Women don't. They're click, flip the switch. So, but women, when they want it for their children, for medical, for teaching, they do have more empathy when they want to. But the problem is they do have a switch. It is on and off. I think men have a little more of a slider switch. And that can be good or bad. All right, season troll saying most women aren't as capable as men when it comes to testing law enforcement. No, they're not. If we have to make special parameters for them to test and pass, they do not have equal capability. And if you think they do, I'm not saying that by your comment. I'm going to make an assumption. But if you are saying they do, then you're a retard. Because 99 plus 0.9%, like I don't know the number for sure, just of me being a jackass. Google search it. Google search, once again, how many police academies in America hold women to the exact same physical standards as men. Look at that number. I've done it before. Go look at that number. Come back and post it. No, women do not have the same physical capabilities. Men have denser bones. We have bigger lungs, bigger heart. We have fast twitch muscles. We are physically stronger. Especially in the upper body. In the legs, though, women do have a little advantage. You'll go to the gym and see some women, you're going, dang, they can squat some pretty hella weights. You get anywhere from that waist up, though, the game is over. But women got some strength in other places. But no, women are not as capable in physical stuff like military or in law enforcement. If they were, we wouldn't have separate parameters. They would just go through the parameters. The very fact we have special ones, they're not. Just suzzing. They get to do these fake push-ups with their knees down or less push-ups. It takes balls to do some jobs, Justin. It does. And it takes ovaries to do others. It takes ovaries to do others. And the funny thing is we are being beat up on the male and the female side. How dare we look at what we're each built for? And now it's more women than men. I will say that is that's my own viewpoint. Maybe you can see it different from the other side. My own viewpoint is men right now are the ones opting out because they're like, the women are nuts. They don't want to have kids. They want to, me to go in this blind, and most of the divorces are women just go, my needs are being met, or I just don't want to do this anymore. I'd like to see ending no-fault divorce. No-fault divorce is a clusterfuck. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. Nobody should go, I just don't feel like doing this anymore. You took an oath before the law and God, till death do we part. Old school marriages, you ask somebody who's been married for 60 years. Some old person, it's always been a beautiful 60 years. And they go, well, there's some times there where I woke up in the morning, looked at my husband and go, God, would you just stop breathing? It's so annoying. Or thank God we had 2 different places to watch TV. Oh no, there were tough decades. But they stayed together. Now it's like, oh, I'm just a little bored or upset. I just want to move on. That does not work. Do you love your wife? Okay, so you are a complete retard. I was assuming before you're a complete retard. I wouldn't be married to my wife if I didn't love her. I'm not some doofus who's going to marry somebody if I didn't love them. That is, oh. You win the Idiotic Question of the Day award. Democrats so easy manipulated anything. Actually, I'm going to say it's not even Democrats. It's low IQ, it's first level thinkers and low IQ people that are manipulated into being Democrats. And then that goes on with the anything that don't matter, Lisa. So you're almost there. But it takes low IQ to be maybe not even Democrats. Maybe I'm being disingenuous to actual true Democrats. It takes low IQ people to be easily manipulated into being a leftist, to being this weird, I hate the gender differences thing. Charles Wilson, gynocentric nonsense. Are you talking to me? Because I don't think I'm being gynocentric. I'm kind of, unless you're just talking about, there's too much gynocentric nonsense out there. So that could be. So I'm not going to give you BS or crap on you until I know for sure. If you want to clarify that. Seasoned troll, strength isn't superiority. It is in some ways. That is moronic. When you are a military person in a battlefield, you're going up against a soldier that is also around 180, 200 pounds. Fast twitch muscle, even if you're just talking about raising your firearm to shoot before they shoot you, fast twitch muscle and that extra level of strength to pull that 15-pound rifle up to bear on the opponent is superiority. The lung capacity to carry a 60-pound ruck 10 miles up a mountain pass or something is a superiority. 100%. When you are a street officer going up against a 200-pound man, strength is a superiority. Your comment is absolutely fucking ignorant. If anything, you're going to get honesty from me, from my point of view at least, and that is ignorant. Just facts. I hope I state facts. I try. I'm not going to say I'm 100% right. That's why I encourage a lot of people to search things and look them up. But I do read and look up a lot. And honestly, once again, I don't have to know I can look at my dog and my cat and tell which is a dog and which is a cat. Some things are common sense in the open. And if you've gone to a gym and you're going to tell me strength isn't an advantage, nobody can help you. Nobody can help you. Because you are in denial of absolute facts. There are differences. There 100% are. And the gym is a good, safe litmus test. Grab the average woman at the gym. I will give a woman 30 pounds on me. Let's bench. Let's curl. Let's do pull-ups. I'll even go up against a woman who's 30 pounds heavier than me to do squats. And even my little chicken legs, I will probably do at least close to what they can do. Pound for pound. So it is different. And no, okay, Chris Hansen, I'm going to say directly, you're a liar. I've Google searches for it, so I know you're lying. 29 to 50% of academies have the same standards physically. Neutral gender. Bullshit. They do not. 100% do not. Let me see here. I'll even look it up. Let's see. What? Let's see how much you're full of shit. Percentage of American. Whoops, it auto-corrected for something there. Same. The exact same, actually. The exact. Yes, I'm typing slow because my one thumb holding you guys up. I got fat thumbs. Women made these keypads. Come on, autocorrect, catch up. All right, let's see here. 0%, you lying piece of shit. 0. Quick search. 0. I love when I prove one of you fucking idiots is a liar. Go put your nose ring back in. I don't like being lied to. See, the thing is, I already searched this. I'm a jackass and I'm a moron. I do research stuff where I open my flipping mouth. 0% of American police academies share the exact same physical standards for the genders. There is no national standardization of law enforcement entry requirements, but these standards are not equal. Good grief. I'm going to change it even a little more. I'm going to try to give you, I'm going to add a little bit to see if I can even give you, let's see. Let me see here. I'm going to try to add a few caveats. Let's see how that goes. And I tried. There is no single national percentage available because they have different standards. Yet we have not found more than, let's see, roughly there is 4 to 9%. There is also up to 20% that use gender neutral safety entry tests. So yeah, that's not the same as the whole testing. So yeah, 65 to 71% are clearly gender tiered. So it is not. And the 29%, I have some entry exams the same. That's not the same as the get out finished exams. Democrats are puppets with no brains. I'm going to be a little charitable, not Democrats. It's the leftists, especially the DSA. Selective service draft was outlawed. You make no sense. You're a retard. That is not outlawed. The selective service is in existence. As soon as every man turns 18, they automatically have to sign up for selective service, or you can never run for office. There's tons of things you can never do. I believe you can never own a firearm. There's tons of things you can never do. I think it even opts you out of Social Security, if I remember right. So you are full of shit. Selective service is not outlawed. It's still there. The draft is still there. Selective service is automatic for all men. If it was outlawed, men, when they hit 18, would have to sign up for it. It's automatic or else. I love when you guys post partial or absolute insane stuff. No, I don't think anyone should be in selective service. It's not what I asked. Gwendolyn, I don't know if I agree with that, but there are times in any country's history where you, or maybe their future, where you may need a selective service, a draft. There may be a time where that is a must, or your country disappears. So I can't totally agree with that. My question was, if women want equal rights, if they want to be able to vote men into war, if they want to say they're equal, then why don't they have equal responsibility? I'm not saying whether you like the draft or not, but if men have it, why don't women have it if they want equal? You're right, only a push to end selective service didn't start within the last... No, not end selective service. Women didn't give a rat's ass about the selective service until the last 5 to 6 years or so, when suddenly people said, well, you women, you feminists want equality? Sign up for selective service. You should have to go to war like the rest of us. And we're talking in combat. Carry the ruck, go out and get shot, get your limbs blown off like the men. That's when it started getting pushed to disappear. Yes, there are some noodle men who, I don't want selective service. I want to sit and play my video games all day and eat my soy blocks. Most women didn't give a shit until somebody said, yeah, let's put women in selective service too. Let's put them on the front lines. Women like, shit. That's not the equality we wanted. And I'm not a big fan of drafts, but I understand why they have to exist. That's misogyny. Oh, yes, because facts are misogyny. Retards are great because they make themselves known. And I include myself in that sometimes. I do believe in astrology, even that is feminine and masculine. I'm not a big fan of astrology, and I think that astrology, it's probably 80 to 90% women that believe in astrology. And I'm not trying to pick on you, hun. I'm sorry. I just think astrology it's voodoo. My opinion. Mary Rutten? Ugh. Try to grow a human in your body and give birth to it and come back and tell me who the weaker sex is. I said in some ways. See, I love when people want to take a part of an argument, ignore the rest, and pick a little piece. Pick a little piece. I didn't say men could do that. I didn't say men are superior in every way. I have not said that during this whole stream. I have said it multiple times. Men are stronger and better at some things. Women are superior in others. So, Mary, way to stick your head right up your fucking twat and pull that. Way to go. Tell me you probably have a nose ring without telling me you probably have a nose ring. I'm assuming with that comment, if you don't have one, you should probably get one today. So you can mark yourself so men of common sense go, yep, stay away from that one. Because you sat and listened enough to hear that without paying attention to everything else I said. You went with your feminist, and went there. Are those safety glasses? No, these are horribly cheap reading glasses. They came in a pack of like 7. They do block blue light, which is nice. But this is a pair I keep in my den down here because they're ugly. But I can see why you'd think they're safety glasses with these clear lenses. They're kind of ugly. I have other pairs that I keep and use in public and upstairs and stuff. I've already commented 3 times on how absolutely fugly these are. The pair back on my computer back there are better. All right, you're looking for a mother, not a partner. Well, that's a retarded comment considering what I've said. What I've said proves the exact opposite. I've said that men and women are synergistic. Better at certain things each one is better in certain things. That sounds like a partnership. You sound like an absolute fucking retard. You want a subservient in some way or another. Or you want to be subservient. You are not looking for a partnership. I've said men are better at this A, B, and C. Women are better at E, D, and F. You know? I've said that multiple times. So you saying that means you are either not listening or don't care about what I've said and just want to throw shit out there. You're a cop. Am I? I don't think so. I'm too small to be a cop. You think I'm picking on women to be cops when they're too small? I don't think I'm big enough to be a cop. I've seen guys my size that are police officers today. Don't think they should be. So once again, call me sexist again. I don't think guys my size should be police officers or soldiers. We're too small. Carrying that ruck, fighting that big guy. I'm strong for my size, but I don't know if I got the chutzpah to take down a guy that's 200 plus pounds, especially if he's a little high on some extra substances. I want a boyfriend. Way to go, retards. I love when the retards come out. I love it. Love it. A woman is a natural mother. That is true. And unfortunately, that's frowned upon and picked on, and women are told that's bad. That's keeping you from being your true self. That is so stupid. But yes, you're right, Lisa. And there the slur is. Hey, you guys been throwing out slurs and retarded comments. I'll throw them back. I want a guy. And you're saying, what is it here? You're looking for a mother, not a partner. I've said the exact opposite multiple times. Try to grow a human in your body and give birth to it. Then go back and tell me who the weaker sex is. I never said things like that either. So you guys want to throw out retarded shit? I think I get to. And if you don't like it, it's my channel. Fuck off and leave. I love people that come to other people's channels and ignore 90% of an argument from somebody, take a 4 or 5% and try to throw that in as what that person's stance is. Way to go. I never did report me. Why would I report you? I'm not a weenie. I'm not a weenie. You can't talk about lies as a maggot. Oh, and there it is. There it is. Your craniorectal insertion disorder is showing. I apologize. It sucks that you're terminal. Amen, brother. Thanks, Presley. I don't know if I deserve an amen. See, I'm even honest enough to admit that. Most of this is my own observations, what I've read, what I've seen. Doesn't mean I'm always right. But the way you people come up and ignore 90% of what I said and just come here and say idiotic shit. Say stuff that I didn't say. I didn't say women. I didn't say men could have kids and would be better at it. I said women have their strengths, men have theirs. We aren't equal. We are synergistic. Try to grow and have a baby. You're making no sense, Mary. You're still stuck on the same idiotic shit. You're still stuck on the same shit. I know I'm behind, but yeah, Lisa, you're right about that. What do you think about Andrew Tate? Honestly, I don't know enough about him to have a real opinion. I've heard some people that really love the guy and back him, and I've heard other people say horrendous stuff. Then I've heard once again that those people are full of it. I don't know enough about him. If I've heard of him, I just don't know enough to have a real opinion on Andrew Tate. I just know there's a big split on what people think of him, but I haven't taken the time to really sit down and try to see what is real or not. How's that? Meanwhile, how's that working out when restrictions are made on women's body? Okay. What restrictions? Depends where you live. Depends where you live. What restrictions aren't on a man's body? When a woman can tell a man, go to war and get yourself killed, get your limbs blown off? Sounds like a restriction. Until we can tell women to do the same thing, you're making no sense. Making zero sense. And the fact that Lisa, good point, Jet? No, it isn't. I'm sorry, it's not. Restriction work on make a woman's body. Well, I hate to tell you this. I don't know the right answer. I really don't. And if you want to assume what I think about abortion or something, or rights on that, I don't know. I don't think that the leftist vision of up to 9 months abortion makes any sense at all. I don't think the post-birth abortion makes any sense. I also think right-leaning people are absolute retards when they say rape and incest should never have abortions either. I don't know the right answer for sure. But there is a problem with the fact that it's the woman's body. Well, it's also the guy's kid. So then does the guy get to choose? If the woman chooses to have the kid, then can the guy opt out of taking care of it? I don't have to. I didn't want it, so I don't have to support it, right? And usually women go, well, no. Until women ad nauseum go, yes, the guy can say, if I choose to have it, the guy can go, it's not mine. I don't want to support it. And the court goes, okay, you don't have to. It's your choice. I'm just saying. It seems like all the choices on one side. I'm not saying I know the right answer. Once again, I just told you what I think that a lot of people on the right and the left are nuts. 1.84, blah, 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 blah. What did you walk into? My standard clusterfuck. Hi, Martha. You are entering... If you go to the Twilight Zone and go a little past it, and then you find me that has been up for like 23 hours and was annoyed by the Lindsay Clancy supporting retards, that's where you're at. I'd love to agree with you, Lisa, but Republicans have sold themselves across... Says the group that voted for Joe Biden, knowing he was a dementia patient and walked around like Cornholio pooping himself and was saved by the Easter Bunny and set us up in another 30 or 40 years, just like that piece of shit Ronald Reagan. So once again, tell me I'm a Republican, you retard. I think Ronald Reagan was one of the worst presidents of our country's history. Well, his handlers. He was Joe Biden 1.0. He had not dementia, but he had Alzheimer's. When he said, I don't recall, he wasn't lying. So I'm not a partisan. Come at me for that shit. Yeah. Serial liar. You guys got legs to stand on. Mostly peaceful protest. And I know, give me your J6th. As your people walk into schools and churches and kill women and children, or walk up to people, oh, look, a Trump supporter, boom, or blow away Charlie Kirk. A bit sardonic? Oh, I'm not a bit sardonic. I'm a lot. Especially when I'm this tired. Oh, holy crap. The chat just jumped. I get so far behind because even you idiots out there, I try to read your comments. So I'm way off, but I just lost a lot. The chat just jumped because you get so far behind, it forces. The size of a person doesn't matter when you have a nightstick. Oh, it totally does. Joshua, you have just won the 4th retard prize of the morning. It does matter. Because somebody with a half of the strength of me swings a nightstick at a guy that's 210 pounds, it may not do shit for damage at all. Where somebody that's 2 times that strength, like a lot of male police officers, will hit and it will take somebody down and damage bone structures. It does matter. That's like saying, you know what, if Joshua, according to your world, we can put a 120-pound woman and a 120-pound man up to bat in a baseball game, and they can both hit the ball the exact same distance every time because they're equal in strength. It does matter because the muscle mass, fast twitch muscles, and hand-eye coordination do matter when you're trying to hit that ball. Same when you're swinging a nightstick at a bad guy, let alone the fast twitch muscle and the assurity a man has to deal with combat because it's in our genetics, where a woman first, and whether you like it or not, it's a fact, has more of a fight or flight reflex, and theirs is bent more towards the flight. Men's is normally bent towards the fight. That makes a difference in reaction time, let alone the strength. Your nightstick is not an equalizer against a big guy. And let me tell you a question here, or ask you a question. Joe Biden moment number 4 of this stream, by the way, I just committed there. What if the guy has a stick? What if he's got a weapon? Your nightstick is useless to somebody weaker. Women aren't ever in combat, so stop lying, Chris. Oh, yeah, true. Joshua, you're right. The only time women are in combat in the United States military is in aircraft or if it's some accident. They aren't sent into the front lines, carrying the packs, going through clearing buildings, and going out and being on the front lines. Women can fly the jets, but they aren't in combat in the ground. That is true, 100%. And actually, the funny thing is, while you want to keep crap on me, sometimes women are better at flying certain aircraft. Just saying. For a while, they were saying that women are better fighter pilots when they found out they aren't because of the pressures on the body, even in the suits. The men stand up to it better, and the muscle twitch, the fast twitch muscles and hand-eye coordination do give an edge. But women are better at a lot of other flight functions where there's a very detailed thing, like they found out that women are better at the refueling tankers. And that is not a small thing, guys. They're able to aim that thing and hold it steady more than the male pilots. There is things like that. So while you want to crap on me, I will give women their strengths any day of the week. All right, Chris Hansen. Advocacy groups and congressional amendments repeatedly tried to mandate gender-neutral registration. It doesn't work. They won't do it. Federal district court ruling calling male only. Dude, the fact that you think women want it is insane, if that's what you're saying. Women do not want it. You ask any of these lefty women, and 90+% of them will say, fuck no, I don't want to go selective service. And fuck no, the guy should definitely have to pay in the first date. And fuck no, I don't have to buy the Valentine's gifts. And there's a lot of other things they don't want to do. When there's a noise in the middle of the night, the guy's not going, dude, honey, go check it out. Yeah, good luck. The women don't want equal rights. I will say that about the best woman out there. They do not want true equal rights. Best part about a woman is she's not a guy. You know, Joshua, I'll give you that 100%. And there's nothing wrong with that. Men should want women and women should want men. It's synergistic. I don't know much more I can say that when I give women their props for their good, for their skills over men. And people, and you trying to grow a baby. Yeah, fuck you. You go try to do the oil rig. You go do the plumbing. You go do the strength related stuff. You go build the society. You go keep it running. Shut up. Good grief. Let's see here. Women don't and shouldn't ever be in combat. We're not Israel. Yeah, and thing is, you think I'm crapping on it. It's not. I don't want women in combat. My genetics, my very genetics want to protect women. I don't want to see a woman hurt. I don't want to see a woman in that. I don't want, dude, if you're a man watching this, you cannot tell me, if you're going to be honest, that you're not going to have a different feeling seeing women come back from combat with limbs blown off of them as you do men. That's a fact. Why do you think there's a lot? I know a lot of ex-soldiers who say the worst thing they could ever have was a woman put in their group. Because their genetics are, they will be trying to protect that woman. I'm sorry, furball. The men in their platoon will try to protect the woman over all the men. They won't be paying attention to the right things. It's always protect the woman. Sog. Man, I really got a furball there. I think Andrew Tate is a clown. I don't know enough to say to disagree with you, bud. Now in Israel, the women do fight in combat fields. Actually, you might want to look at the deployment numbers. The women serve in active service, but look where they put the women. Once again, go look it up. They don't go, by the way, Bob, Joe, Jenny, you're all going to this exact same place up front. Enjoy minesweeping duty. Enjoy the front lines where there are active bullets. Usually it's Joe going out there. Jenny is not being put right there. They do have some in active combat, but it's very rare, and they try to keep them actually away from it. They're in service. They have to sign up for their version of selective service. Everybody has to serve. It doesn't mean they're shoved right out in the front lines with the guys. Where if you look it up, they really aren't. And if you don't believe me, here's an easy one for you, especially you free Palestine people. Go look at videos. Go look at videos of the Israeli military actions. They're everywhere. The Free Palestine people post them everywhere. Look at these Israeli soldiers. What do you see? Just saying. Their population is like ours, about 50-50. Weird how do you say 50-50 in women out there in these active situations? It's mostly the men. So, I'm not trying to mess with you, Joshua. You've been pretty decently based on some things, but that one, they serve, but they aren't just shoved out in active combat most of the time. They'll shutting out murder, so no to abortion. I am between there. I'm Bill Clinton. Abortion should be rare. Safe, but rare. And I do think we need a limit. If you can't make up your mind in the first, 33 days or something? No, too bad. You're not waiting until 8.5 months. I personally will automatically say, if that child can be born with safe technology and survive, no. But I cannot go with a woman being, essayed by anybody, especially when a right-leaning person thinks a 12-year-old girl that is essayed should be forced to have that, then I have a problem also. I just can't go that far. And that's the way our laws used to work, when the parties would work together. We would make laws, they would discuss, and each would try to get some of their beliefs in. Nobody's going to get everything. That's not the way societies work. But we used to be able to work together to get a law that would work for society. Not anymore. If the right doesn't get their way, nope, we're not going to come and play. If the left doesn't get their insane way, and they are the more insane at this moment in time, they won't come to the table. Everybody thinks they need every God-forsaken bit of their stuff, or they will fold their arms and stomp their feet and turn their backs. No, and that is stupid. Because you think that women battle in the arena of war on a battlefield, you're wrong. 100%. They don't. Even Israel. Go look at all the videos out there of Israeli military actions. Tell me how many women you see up front going into Palestinian Hamas tunnels or anything else. There's video upon video. It's all over. Chris, actually, you're the one that said it. If you said that, then you got to provide the sources. You don't get to, this is some Candace Owens shit. She throws out a thing, they go, well. No, you must prove your side when you throw something out there. If you have a stance, you prove that. You don't take a stance, then tell somebody else to prove your stance. Right or wrong, you prove yours. All right. Very good at using my nightstick. I don't know if you're trying to be a little hyperbole there, but I took it that way being too tired. Don't worry, Josh. Arguing with Chris doesn't do you any good. He's going to stomp his feet, shake his head, turn his back, and say, no matter what. You could give him direct. Lefties do not want actual evidence. I have given links in chats before. I've given links on Facebook and Instagram posts, TikToks. I've given links on X, and they don't care. They will ignore them or read it and just say, nope. Okay. Bigger people are usually slower physically. That is actually a myth that is not always true. Some big guys are super fast, but where they do have a real disadvantage is stamina. It takes a lot of energy to move that big body. You watch UFC or boxing. The heavyweights start out moving just as fast as the small guys, but they don't last as long. They get sweaty, they get slow, they tire out much faster. The sheer gravity and resistance of moving that mass is what takes out the big guys. In the short term, oh shit, they'll tie you in a knot. I know I'm behind, guys, but even you lefties, I value your time and comments, so I try to at least catch most of them. Women in the U.S. military are eligible to serve in all direct ground combat roles. No, that is all false. They are not to be put on front lines. They are not to be shoved in active combat areas. And that is clearly stated in many, many places. Yes, they do tire fast. Yes, they do. Anybody sit down and watch a UFC fight, Bellator, BKFN, bare knuckle fighting, your favorite boxing, kickboxing even, Muay Thai, all of it. Big guys start out just as fast as small guys. They have more big fast twitch, ready to go. But the resistance, gravity, air needed to move that mass is no different than a Corvette versus a Mack truck. They may start out right off the line for a second really quick, but that Corvette is lighter and it can go faster and farther on less energy. That may not be a perfect analogy, but it's probably using a diesel semi up against a gasoline supercharged Corvette, probably not the best. But how about a gasoline Camaro up against a gasoline F-150, you know? Joshua says, I'm Jewish, I like jiu-jitsu. Is that a thing? I really don't know. I'm asking, is that a thing? Primal Screams comes in with a retarded comment, and I'll clearly say it. Are you still hating on women? Jesus Christ on a bike. Show me where I hated on women. Once again, you can always tell a lefty by their comment. I have clearly stated that men have their strengths, women have theirs. And we've actually moved on to talking about other stuff a little bit. So, way to go, dude. Way to go, retard. And the fact that you can't admit that each have their own strengths and their own weaknesses says a lot. Says an awful lot. And how is it hating on women, wanting them to stay safe? Not wanting to see women with their limbs blown off. Not wanting to see some cracked up street perp that weighs 190 pounds decimate some 110 pound dipped in water girl on a police force. How is that hating on women? You want to talk hating on people? It's when lefties say black people are too stupid to use a cell phone or the internet or know how to get an ID. That is hating on somebody, and it's racist. And that's lefties. Strangely, everybody lefties try to protect, they're always removing them, saying they're retarded. You know, removing Aunt Jemima from a bottle. Way to erase a black person who started a business, dummies. Nothing like getting your ass kicked by someone using jujitsu. I don't want to find out. I really don't. Brazilian karate. Oh, I know what jujitsu is, but you said, I'm Jewish, so I like jujitsu. I didn't know that Jewish people had a thing for jujitsu. For all I know, they could have liked karate or like Joshua said, Krav Maga. Isn't that what Jason Statham is hella into? A real fighter? All right, Lubble. Sorry if I got that wrong. You can always tell who's on what side of the political scale based on what they call people who disagree with them. I'll call them retards. I'm sorry, when you make a retarded comment, it's retarded. So Lubble, I don't know if you're sure referring to me. If you are, hey, it's fair. We all do, but when people come in and make actual retarded comments like that, are you still hating on women? I've said nothing hating on women. Primal Screams, tell me what I've said hating on women. I think when somebody comes at something that's stupid, I can call them retarded. Because you know what retarded means? You're slow. That's what it means. So hop on in and tell me what I said that hates on women. By stating we each have strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, that's hating on women. Not want women to be put in men's combat areas where they're going to get damaged or hurt. Because honestly, they can't physically handle it. It's why we have different stats or different requirements for men in the military. And, well, we ended the ones for a lot of the women. Not all, but not enough. But there's still some differences. If you cannot pass the test, you shouldn't be involved in military, police work, and certain other jobs. Same with men on small motor functions and patience and empathy. There's certain things we cannot do as well. So yes, I'm hating on women. What is a Brazilian karate? Who is the idiot said that? I think they said jujitsu. Is the Brazilian version of karate is what somebody said. Dude. Krav Maga. Yeah, I think that's what Jason Statham is huge on. I think it's Brazilian. I know it's called jiu-jitsu. I thought jiu-jitsu... Hey, I'm with Joshua. I thought jiu-jitsu was the Brazilian thing. Is it not? Whoa. Sounds God... I know the last word says drow. That sounds like the dark elf from the R.A. Salvatore books. So if that's what that is, I don't know. But the rest of that got me. Their only Brazilian fight mode is capoeira. Well, everybody says, even watch UFC, they say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's a thing. So I know they say that, but capoeira is another art. But I know they say a lot of times Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So maybe Brazilians took it over and made it better. I don't know. Talk about you. Okay. Well, no problem, Lovell. I have no problem with that. Like I said, I wasn't sure, as I was asking. And that wasn't you I was aiming that last comment. As the other dude who came in and said, oh, you're still hating on women. I haven't said nothing to hate on women. No, I am, Lovell, I am centrist with a slight, at this point in my life, conservative leaning. Or leaning to, that's right. Yeah, leaning to the right. I have had times in my life where I'm centrist with a slight leaning to the left. So I am not a right-based person. Once again, I look at Ronald Reagan and think he's one of the worst presidents in history of this country. I look at Bill Clinton and think he did some screwy shit, but he's actually a net good president. I look at Barack Obama and George Bush Jr. and say they were horrid presidents. So I don't think I'm exactly a right-based person. And I wasn't talking about you. Once again, you weren't talking about me, but I was asking about your comment, and I was going after the person who came in here. They didn't separate enough. I said, oh, you're still here hating on women. So we both kind of caught up with each other on that one. Whoa, holy crap, the chat just jumped. I probably missed some of you guys. You get so far behind and the chat goes... They raise the children, and they raise the children together is what's missing in society. I didn't catch the rest of that, James Walker, but yes, you're right, from what I read there. William, maybe just stopped trying to talk about anything wrong with women in this day and age. Really, if that's where you are, just shut the fuck up. You know, well, fuck you. Are you talking to me? I don't know. I missed a lot of chats, so you could be talking to somebody else for all I know. Josh, on Supreme Court Justice smart, at least I know what a woman is. Oof. Ooh, Joshua. Damn. That was good. Oh, shit. Stop trying to talk about anything wrong with women in this day and age, really, if that's where you're at. So what you're saying is I'm not allowed to talk about anything bad with women? We just got to glaze them all the time? I'm not sure, William, if that's what you're saying. It just chat jumped, and I don't know how many I missed. The Brazilian mode is capoeira. Well, I know is you watch UFC, any fighting, they talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the cat's meow right now. Uh-huh. Right. I didn't say that. Once again, Chris Hansen comes out and says something I never said. Way to go. I never said that. Scan back through and post where I said that. That is beautiful when you say something I never said. Or tell me I said something I never said. All right. Right rules, left rules. Oh my God. Isn't that from the cat and dog movies? Cats rule, dogs drool, or something like that. I never lean left because I hate paying taxes. I will say it does seem like the left does seem to love big government and taxes throughout a lot of my life. There's times I thought, maybe right or wrong, sometimes this tax is needed or a little bit of sprinkled light socialism is needed. But yeah, I have to admit that I've gone a little more that way where you're going, Joshua. The dude, I hate politics, and facts are a man is a man and a woman is a woman. It's crazy that we have to wonder or talk about that these days. All right, Joshua, taking money from my check, give it to people that don't work, pisses me off. Yes, we do have way too much teaching that in the grasshopper and the ant, that nowadays the grasshopper is the good guy and the ant is the asshole. When the original, they always taught people, the ant is the good guy for working hard and being controlled and saving up and, you know, living life the way he should and, you know, trying to build something. Now, it's the ant is the jackass for not just giving to the grasshopper, because the left likes equity over equality. The ant and the grasshopper both could have worked. Only the ant did. But now we have to have equity. So the ant builds stuff, and the ant has to give half his stuff to the grasshopper for equity. And don't tell me, anybody left in this chat, don't tell me lefties don't use equity all the time. They do. Made great money in Reagan's office. I'm going to slightly you may have, but it wasn't because of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan said amazing things, made amazing speeches, but did the opposite. He always said the best government is a small government. Yet he grew government bigger under his administration than the whole history of America before him. That's not small government. He also gave weaponry illegally to people, not just against the Soviet Union. People had nothing to do with the Soviet Union. He gave weaponry out that our soldiers are still fighting today. And I don't much care for that. And he didn't take down the Soviet Union. They were failing economically before he became in office. He just knew to make a speech at the right times. Let's see. Okay. Fun fact. Look at Europe. AI women and all women in power is a complete shit show. 100%. I don't know if it's all women in power. I think a lot of the men in Europe are wusses and or have ulterior motives. Maybe just they don't like how the actual citizenry is voting. So what do? We bring in a new voting base that is beholden to us. I'm sure it's just women. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not hating on women enough? They're just blaming it on women. Make another dumb comment. I'm just hating on women. All right, the dude, women in military and government power seat is a no-no, and more than half the men in the world agree. Yes. When you got women who will stand up for a woman who murdered her children, and they'll make excuses for it, I'm not sure we can trust you to make other super serious decisions. And you can call me wrong or woman hating. But when you have a genetic thing where a certain part of the month you will go wacky, be irrational, mean, crying another second, screaming another second, defending a woman who brutally murdered her children, I'm not sure that's the best stability for leading countries too much. Maybe you're older, a little older. Maybe that menopause thing, slow them hormones down. All right, let's see here. All right, Chris Hansen is still arguing retarded shit. Men and women are not held to the same standards in the military. There should be one standard. If you cannot do 40 push-ups, 35 pull-ups, run the mile in X time, carrying a ruck pack, if you can't hold your breath a certain amount of time, if you can't beat the same 180-pound person in physical combat, you should not be in the military. Is that clear enough for you? Did you like The Architect and The Matrix? Honestly, no. I thought The Matrix should have ended after the first movie. It had a good ending, and it didn't need the over explanation and screwing the story up, in my opinion, that the second movies did. I will admit, they were good action and fun to watch. I love The Matrix. I own all three. I own the first one. I didn't feel the need to own the others. But I can see why you would own them. It's not like in my chat. There we go. I love Thatcher too. Well, Margaret Thatcher was no spring chicken when she became PM. And there's always exceptions to the rule. She was tough. But I still wouldn't go throw her in a boxing ring with a guy that's, her size or bigger. Jose Cruz, how's it going? Jose Cruz Torres. Why does his name sound familiar? It sounds, dude, your name on here sounds, not trying to glaze it, sounds like an actor or a movie character. Joshua, thanks. Whatever. Hey, If you think I'm doing a good job, you are really tired or up early. Took me years to really get the movies from being a kid. The fourth was trash. Yes, the fourth was trash. I will agree with that. And I went into it hearing all the reviews. I'm like, these guys just want to be negative about it. Went in to see the fourth. Okay, it was trash. It was trash. Like I said, if you like all three, I'm not going to crap on you too much. I don't think it added to the story. In fact, I think it detracted from the original. But I can understand it. All men in Europe are beta males. I don't know if all, because Sog in here, he's from Europe. He's not beta. I've known him for a long time, about 8 or 9 years. He ain't beta. I would say there's too many men in Europe that have been beat back and told to sit down, shut up, more than men in America and some other first world nations have. How's my day? I don't know. I'm up way too early. I haven't even gotten sleep yet. In fact, I'm so tired. I'm starting to feel, I was feeling hot. Now I'm feeling a little chilled. I should probably get some sleep. Holy crap, the chat jumped. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But once you get so far behind, the chat goes, hamster time. Good name. But I got a feeling about this comment. Does this guy not know the difference between equity and equality? Yes, I do. Lefties don't. Lefties use the word equity all the time in place of equality, or because they don't like equality. The left likes to push for equity over equality. People in the center and the right like equality over equity. LMFAO, buy, dumbass, pay your child support. Tell me you're a leftard without telling me you're a leftard. Enjoy getting your 4th or 5th nose ring in today, hamster. No, 3-part series of Matrix, awesome. Once again, you don't have to, just because I don't like it, some people see it differently. As long as you don't like the remake of Magnum P.I. or MacGyver, you're good. If you think those were good or better than the originals, we gotta have a problem. Take the Matrix and Godfather Part 3. I don't know about Godfather Part 3. I haven't watched those movies in so long, I should probably watch them again. I don't remember enough of them to say. I do know the first one is still probably the best. But if you like 3, now you're making me wonder if I should watch them again. Thatcher wasn't... Okay, now Joshua, or Medieval Method. Thatcher wasn't tough, sorry. She literally done what most ministers would have done. Congratulations. Yeah, but there's a lot of ministers that maybe wouldn't have done that. Once again, see, here we go. You're a woman hater. So I say something good about a woman, and somebody comes in and goes on it. I'm not saying you're totally going after me on it. You may know more about it than I do. But it doesn't matter. She was still a pretty strong leader by... A lot of people I know in the UK say she was a pretty strong leader. So maybe she did what the men would do. I mean, she's a pretty strong lady in that type of field. The Falklands is the only good she did, which some people didn't much care for that, but yeah. I don't know enough about the Falklands either. I was very young. I don't remember much of it, and I wasn't really into politics. All right. Oh, another thing for the women. Why do men don't like women today? It's all the women's doing. Congratulations, you made men hate you. I will say there is a lot of crapping on men, and now women are wondering why. Why won't men walk up and ask me out? Because you told us we're toxic. And you go, ew, you're a creeper. You're crazy if you come up to me. Why are you looking at me at the gym? Why are you wearing gym clothes so tight, and tiny, where my sock has more fabric than your whole outfit? Don't tell me you weren't looking for somebody to look. Sending love from Israel, Mike Halal. Thank you. Hopefully you guys are safe over there. And hopefully this Middle East, I know I'm pissing off wind here, but hopefully the Middle East can become a little more peaceful and calm down. Falcon Islands? Hey, no problem. Rad, oh my God, Rad. Yeah, you're a day ahead of me. It's probably tomorrow night for you. How you doing, buddy? I shouldn't even be up. I don't even know why I'm up. Yeah, I do. Because I was doing some stuff, looking up some medical stuff for my dad and get it sent to his house. And I saw the Lindsay, I forgot her last name now. The crazy lady who offed her kids. Saw a bunch of stuff coming across my feed, how women are just, oh, me too, Lindsay. And I stand with Lindsay, and donating money to this insane person. That's why. Neo was the one. Yep. All right. Yeah, the first Matrix was allegorical to the trans experience. Right. Maybe it was after they went goofy and started changing themselves during the last ones. This is why the first one's the best movie. Even that would just get me in trouble. I don't want. I've already got enough annoyances with me. They stuffed it with the other one, Trinity being the other one. What a crock. Yep. Wachowskis are trans now, which says a lot about the later movies. Kind of makes a little more sense on certain changes. Maverick, it's not surprising in support for this woman on trial considering the far left view on abortion. Yeah. They believe in that partial birth or even right after birth stuff. Not all of them. Some do. And boy, that's after. Huh. So you might be right. But once again, we have a problem with a lot of leftist, not all women, but a lot of leftist women. Any type of accountability is like kryptonite to them. Why ask them out? They cost too much. Yeah, they do expect a lot. Once again, they want equality, but they want you to ask them out. They want you to pay for them. They want you to pick them up, you to drive them home. It's strange how equality doesn't come into so many things they expect. They also want you to open the doors. They want you to defer to them. Hey, if you're on the ship and it's going down, they want you to let them in the boat first. Once again, it's equality when they want it. Or it's more like equity over equality. We want the equal outcomes, but not the same thing to get there. All right, I know I'm behind, guys. I'm missing stuff. My favorite NFL team, I live in Illinois, is the Hammond Bears. Thank you for that, JB Pritzker. Forget dating women. Let's go out with Five Finger Betty. Yep, there's a lot of guys doing that. They are doing the five-finger knuckle shuffle, jerking the gherkin, beating the bishop. It's a saying, YouTube. And hanging on to their money, hang out with friends, having multiple cars, nice house, and not having, not giving their stuff to somebody who's going to hate them. Not all the time, but the bad thing is there's too many lefty women and men aren't into their craziness. I'm not going to go with the Matrix being the trans allegory, because they only started saying that after they went to transition. They trying to retroactively say that. It's like people retroactively saying, well, Abraham Lincoln was gay because he wasn't real friendly with his wife. Always trying to go back in time, go, this person was, this person was, this person was. No. That retroactive stuff drives me nuts. I want them to pay for me. That's the equality I want. Hey, Joshua, that's true equality. If they want real equality, they would be buying at least 50% of the Valentine's Day gifts and presents and stuff. And Sweetest Day and Christmas gifts and anniversaries. The guys would be going, why didn't you get me something? Just saying. Women aren't like that, though. That's an incel's impression. Oh. Says a person that wants to make excuses. You can't tell me that's true when there is $1 million+ in a fund for a woman who brutally offed her kids, and lefty women are standing up on TikToks, X, Instagram, holding their babies in front of them going, me too, Lindsay. Every man who sees a woman hold their child up and say that should have those kids removed from that mother now, because they are unmentally stable. That is insane. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Lubble, who is, I'm not trying to be nasty. I don't know how to say your handle. Who do you think takes 90+% of all the SSRIs in America? And how many SSRIs are each of these people on average? That says a lot. All right. Red, have a good one. No problem, buddy. I got to get off here in about any minute because I am dying. My voice is shot. I have to go out and help my dad today. A bunch of stuff. But thanks, Rad. Have a good one, buddy. Rad knows how I am. I get behind in the chats. What part of Tennessee am I from? I'm not from Tennessee. I mentioned 100 times I'm from Illinois. That's why I said my favorite is my state, Hammond Bears. Maybe the kids were demons. Yep, that's it. Yep, they were demons. I got it. That's it. That's it. Oh, my Lord. Feminism has... I don't know. Why not? The left will lump all Trump supporters together, all Republicans together. It's always funny to me how one side has no problem lumping some people in a group. But then when it comes to the other, their side, or somebody on their side, oh, no, how dare you? All white people are bad, are racist, are owe reparations. Oh, but don't judge the black people by their insanely high crime rates. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. I didn't say all women. Once again, you're saying something I didn't say. I did not say all women. I said the majority of the women are like this are leftist, though. I didn't even say all leftist women. If you want to listen to pieces you like only, you're going to have a problem in life. You're really going to have a problem in life. That's a problem. Joshua, feminazis? Yep. Let's see. That one I can't. That one's hidden. That one's going to stay hidden. You do things that are borderline TOS, and that's too much. And Lovell, yep. Lovell just got himself. User just got hidden from the channel. Good job, jackass. You put something in there that clearly is against TOS. As soon as a leftist does that, I don't care if you want to disagree with me. You want to be pretty nasty back. You put something that's clearly against TOS, fuck you, you left-hard piece of dog shit. I don't see people on the right and center, where I'm closer to, going to lefty channels and violating TOS on purpose. Also don't see us going and taking out lefties, doing just speeches in front of people either. So, Lovell, you can get fucked. I will make sure you never come back to this channel. If you come back under another name, I'll report you to YouTube. I'm done. You don't get to do that. I don't like lefties doing that. You're losing, so we have to resort to TOS violations. Typical Trump supporter, divorced? Okay, fine. If that's what you think, go for it, retard. Divorced, bitter, and racist. Okay. Okay. If whatever you got to tell yourself to make you feel better about your own idiocy, go for it. If you think I'm any of those, you're wrong, and wrong. Yep, really wrong, douche canoe. In fact, you know what? It's my channel, and I am done. Yep, I'm not playing games. You want to just say stuff I never said? And the feminazis are voting for Islam. Yeah, it is nuts. It is nuts. It's like gays for Palestine. The left has no true beliefs. It's what gives them power in the moment. Yeah, don't worry. Aqua's gone. I'm divorced. I'm bitter. I'm racist. Yeah, that's all they have. When they lose a discussion, they just go straight to the ad hominems or the stuff that's TOS violations, and they know it. They know saying stuff like those two people did TOS. Bitter? I'll give them bitter. That word has no power anymore. You're right. But when you do things that are borderline, when you're going to say, I said things I didn't, eh. Hey, Sog, no problem, buddy. Need hosting on WAG. Words are not allowed. I don't know them all, but I know enough. And what the one person said about Trump, the P word and the R apist words can get especially small channels in trouble. And depending how you say it, when you put them both in a sentence like that, it's clear TOS violation. No problem, Joshua. I don't normally block. Like I said, I let them go for a long time. I let them say stuff. I let them disagree with me. I let them call me names. I let them make assumptions about me, even about some of you guys. But once you get to the point where you're threatening anybody in my chat, myself, or violating TOS openly, gone. Usually I have a lot more mods here that handle it. But yeah, I let people go. I'm pretty, once again, I'm not a lefty. I don't think you have to agree with everything I say. I don't think you have to like me. Which is funny because lefties can't stand anybody disagreeing with them so much. If I'm on a channel I don't agree with, you know what I do? I leave. Lefties don't. They stay and insult. Weird how that works, isn't it? Is weird. Yeah, Joshua, and YouTube withheld your comment. I'm trying to show it there. I don't know why it withheld that, because you're right. It's strange, isn't it? Especially since, here's something a lot of people don't realize. Actually, I find a lot of lefties don't realize this, so they'll tell me I'm full of shit. White people are the minority on the planet. I actually find left people, not all, there are some that don't even realize that. And not to be a bigger dink than I already am, it's usually women. You go, well, white people, the majority, are the minority on Earth. Biden moment number 5 of this stream. But white people are the world minority by far. So if you want to support minorities, support white people. And they go, then I'll also throw something else at them. If it's great to brown America, to bring in more brown people, make it less white, then why is it never good to make a brown country or continent more white? Sounds racist to me. Change the channel. The radio has 2 knobs. Yes. I say all the time, you don't have to be here. I said that on my stream earlier in the day. I'm like, if you don't like it, leave. But lefties don't. They will stay and say insane stuff, assume tell me I said something I didn't, and then they will start going and doing TOS violations. That's not, I don't know why that one got held. That's YouTube. YouTube's been a little hold happy lately. Rebexy, what's up, bud? I'm about to get off here. I am dying tired. Yeah, I hated marriage also. I'm actually happily married. My wife knows how I talk. She agrees. She goes, I never went out there going, oh, equality. She goes, nope, you better kill that spider, pick up that mouse. You better mow that lawn. And, yeah, carry that heavy thing and do that dirty thing. Yeah. I have no problem with her being the woman. And she has no problem with me being a guy. I don't know why that's so wrong these days. The fact that some people think that's wrong is why there's a lot of marriages not happening. They've been sheltered from reality and accountability. To a point, yeah. I was married twice and it wasn't for me. Sorry, man. That's a tough thing though. Going through divorces, it's not fun. From the people I've been around, oof. And there's somebody that's getting automatically blocked. You say something about my wife, yep, you're automatically bleeded. You're yeeted right there. Gone. So, Primal Screams, goodbye. You can give me shit, even people in my chat. Once again, oh, I'm so sexist. You go after my wife? Fuck you. That's enough. Coming in here and going after my wife? Whew. Way to go. One marriage before, went to prison. The second marriage, I was released. Wow. That's a cycle, dude. Wow. I can see why you might have been not for me. But maybe you'll run into the right person. Maybe. The there are some good, sane women out there in the center and the right. Just, if it has a nose ring, I'm sorry. To sane women that have nose rings, take them things out. They are the mark of the beast. Because I'm telling you, if you're a guy these days and you're single, you're looking at dating, you see a nice girl and you go, hey, I might, nope. If you see that nose ring, just go the other way. Odds are, yeek, 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 we're a little nuts. Once again, I came in hot in this just to see where I'd get reactions. And it's funny, the reactions and people saying I said something I didn't. Assuming things I never said. And you notice, some of you have been here a while. Did you notice how many times I asked them, where did I say that? What did I say that says I hate women? Where did I say the things they were saying I said? That is the mark of a leftist. Usually a center-leaning or right-leaning person will go, right here, jackass. You said this, here it is. I'm just saying. I've been called out on this channel, rightfully so, by many people. Rightfully so. Where I have screwed up and said something I didn't mean to say, or I said something that wasn't the right thing to say. But when they say that, and I know it's just a bullshit attack, I'll call them out. And you notice? No answer. And coming in, going after my wife. Way to prove that I don't hate women, because you come after my wife, I do the guy thing, and you're yeeted. Second wife, 260 pounds at the minimum. I'm hoping she was, 7'5". Damn. Sorry, man, not to be disrespectful, but damn. That's a big girl. Now, if she's 6 foot plus and she's 260, she might be able to be a cop. Hi, my name is Alice. Shit, yes it is. She was huge. I'm hoping you mean tall as well as weighty. All right, guys. I appreciate any of you being... Oops, Sog. Here. I'll give it another minute, guys, and I got to get out. My voice is done. I got to be up in a couple hours. The Lindsay thing, Lindsay Clancy, got me so mad. Once again, you do not see men supporting en masse. And I'm not saying all women are doing this. It's too many. I said that coming in. It's too many women supporting it. Where's the man-woman hate there? Too many women are supporting a woman who brutally ended her children's life. Show me where men gathered around a man in this larger grouping that offed his 3 children and helped raise $1 million for him. You cannot show me that. There is a problem. And she had all 3, yeah. It's, wow. I just got a prison, need a woman, a car, and a home. Okay. Grown adults can make a decision. I don't have much to judge on that, honestly. Rebecca, I'm up a couple hours late night. Dude, it's 7:30 a.m. here. Trust me, I ain't been to sleep yet. Weight doesn't matter when you're next con. Hey, and Joshua, honestly, everybody's got preferences. My wife chose me. She's, honestly, I don't glaze anybody. She's much more attractive than I am. A few people on here have seen my wife. She's much more attractive than I am. Everybody's got preferences. Some people like heavier men or chubby men. Some like chubby girls. We all have preferences. I'm not pissing anybody's preferences. Hell, you can be gay if you want. You can be trans if you want. Don't mess with kids. I'm an asshole, as you can tell. A lot of times these days, asshole means honest and likes facts. Doesn't always. Sometimes I'm just a plain asshole. I got it. Once again, that's called being a guy sometimes too. But sometimes I'm just a plain asshole. But a lot of times asshole right now means you're saying something that other people, truthful or not, find uncomfortable. Or just don't want to go along with, even if it is the fact. Okay. Well, the Chaos Stone. You're not violating TOS, but I don't agree with your comment, but okay. The gold digger knows about your billions. There you go, Herbexy. Herbexy's seen my wife. Yep. That would have to be it, wouldn't it, bud? Oof. Joshua, I get your comment, but I'm going to leave that one off of there just in case. I think YouTube yeeted that one. I can see it, but woof. All right, guys. I know, once again, I know I came in hot, but it was on purpose. And I got a lot of the comments I thought I would get. But I am going to hop out of here. I do not know, let me tell you right now, I do not know all the answers on what to do about equality. I do like women having their agency, their choices, but it's the fact that we can't state that men have strengths and there's things that only men should do, and women have the strengths that maybe there's things only women should do or can do on either side. The fact that we can't state that says we have a problem. My problem is, do I want women to vote? Yeah, I think so. But I think there's a lot of men that shouldn't vote either. But I don't know the full answers. But the fact that we can't even have a real discussion without the problems that comes up, you're a misogynist, you hate women, stuff like that, that's a problem. I do have a problem, though, with women that state they want equality when they do not want equality. So that's a problem. Cats are assholes. I love them for it. True. I would say repeal the 19th. I would say I'd like to end universal suffrage in America. Asmongold said it best. The lowest common denominator in our country, like the bottom 2% or so, hold the rest of the country hostage. They will always vote for more freebies, more BS. A lot of them are stupid. It's not just the lower 2%. It's probably the bottom 20% of population in America are way too stupid to vote, and they shouldn't. They don't even know what they're voting for or who. And that's a problem. It is a problem. I think people should have, a skin in the game. And our forefathers originally wrote that in America. Go look it up. There was not universal suffrage. They wanted people to have skin in the game, like a landowner or a business owner or something like that. I don't know exactly. I can't remember all of it. But it wasn't universal suffrage. And now that we've done that, it's not made things better. I'm not saying just women. There's a lot of men that shouldn't vote. I think you should be a net taxpayer, not a tax drain, or own property, or like Rebecca said, maybe one vote per household, and that might make it be better. But universal suffrage is not in a good way when we have people living off the system and living off the taxpayer and the working people who believe in equity over true equality, voting to you to give them more stuff. That's a problem. The white liberal women are electing Muslim leaders. It is true. They are a big driver in it, yes. Women make crappy police officers too weak. I would say they make crappy street officers, where they have to deal with street perps. They really have to deal with street perps. That is where they do not do as well. Because if there's a physical confrontation against a man, they are ill-equipped to deal with it. There are many areas of police work they can do. If you're a detective that is out investigating and not dealing right up with the perps, some women are really good at that detailed work and stuff like that. There are many things women can do in law enforcement. Being up physically against male perpetrators, not going to be good. Women voted for Mommy Dumby in New York. Oh, yeah. Problem is, it wasn't just women. You can't blame just women. It was the immigrants. New York City is, I believe, about 30 to 40% immigrant now. That's a problem. We've let too many in. When the citizenry in your country, and the guys in the UK know about this, when the citizenry in your country is being outvoted or robbing your citizens of their safety, of benefits, of the goods and treasure of your country, then you have a problem. And America is seeing it in New York and places like Michigan and Minnesota. It's not as spread out as in the UK and some parts of Europe, but we should be taking warning. Well, yeah, I know, but why are they, maybe they wouldn't lose their vote if they made, I don't know, talk to the husband and they go through it and talk. I don't know. I think there's a lot of men that would vote if they agreed on stuff, and that will also maybe push men not to marry badly. Don't marry somebody you don't have common stances with, because a lot of those marriages end in divorce anyway. We had stop and frisk in New York years ago. Yeah, and you're not going to like my stance on stop and frisk. Just because I walk through a certain neighborhood, that doesn't give the cops the right to violate my constitutional rights. You can't just say, well, this guy drove through this area. Well, what if my house is here and my job is on the other side? So just because I drive through going to work or going home, I'm suddenly suspect? That's not a good take. Of course, those flock cameras need to go. Oof. Have to confront the Muslim problem we're currently having sooner or later. And it's not just one country. The world is having a Muslim problem right now. They are. And it's not all Muslims. Not all Muslims are terrorists. But it seems like almost all the terrorists are Muslim. Just saying. It's too many. Once again, it's not all, but it's too many of their group that are a problem. It's not all women are bad, but there's too many of them that are bad. It's not all black people that are bad. There's too many of the group that is bad. I'm not saying all white people are good. Hell, I even think there's too many white people that are bad. I think we have too many bad in too many groups. Some groups are out mathing the other groups in it, but you know what I mean. America will have crusades soon. I don't know. Okay. There is a chance we will have the world, the Western nations as a whole, may go on a crusade. Even some of the European nations that have been subservient for a while are starting to kind of look at the UK. I'm sorry to use the UK too much, but they are really in some deep shit. There are a few looking at the UK, France, and Germany going, we don't want that here. We're going to have to stop it. All right. Purchase as many guns and ammo you can afford. It's going to happen. Buy them fishing poles and lures. Just don't lose them in boating accidents. All right. We have one woman cop locally. Is petite. Doesn't look like she can do shit. Yeah. Used to compete in the cage. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She could be 100-pound, the top fighter female in the world, 100-pound girl, goes up against 200-pound guy. She can't budge him. She cannot budge him. She doesn't have the strength, doesn't have the fulcrum, doesn't have the fast twitch muscle. That's why, once again, you see the ultra pro, world-class women's soccer go up against high school boys and lose. And there are video upon video online of woman fighters who get ballsy and go up against men and get decimated even by smaller men. So it doesn't work. If she got a hold of a dude in the chokehold, she got lucky. Most of the times, once again, there are video upon video upon video upon video. Police body cam upon body cam where the women go up against somebody as big or smaller than them as a guy and lose. Where the men would not have lost. Oof. It may have helped remove the guns, but we can't always make that ruling that, well, if it gets this done, let's just throw the Constitution away. That's the left does that too much. We can't join them on doing it. All right, so, whoa, what the flip? I lost something here. Has there ever been a female president? Know who's been what? That makes no sense, but okay. If you want to go there, Carolina, men built America. You live in the greatest country in the world. If you want to go there, men built it from the original, but women have helped. You live in the greatest country in the world if you're here. Men can still continue to keep most of the infrastructure going. It's just like if you remove all Hollywood celebrities today, delete them from Earth, the world keeps moving. You delete all plumbers, oh shit. I'm not saying delete all women. I'm just saying you remove men from building all of society. Look how it works when they did what, Survivor? Or what is it the UK did? Where they put the women on one island, the men on the other? Didn't work so well. Hell, a lot of these survivalist shows like Alone, the only time the women win is because they use their higher body fat ratio to outlast the men. So if you want to just blame men, you feel free, but men also built pretty much everything you're living off of and still living off of. And if you think women feel like going out doing the oil derricks, hop your skippy butt out there. And I'm not saying men want you to. Men would prefer their women not have to do that stuff. Threat level in the UK and the severe 75% of threats from Islamic terrorism. Yeah. Bigger problem than men versus women is that than men versus women is that is a distraction. I didn't say it was the biggest problem. I just came on and talked about something because of Lindsay Clancy. And I didn't say all women. I said too many women were supporting a absolute insane woman like that. And I just asked, show me their men doing the same thing to a guy that did something like that. Biden let in over 20 million unvetted illegals. Yes, he did. All right. I wish America's more like Poland. I can't disagree with that. Poland is more based than we are. 100%. They are 100% more based than we are. They are even, I would say, dare to say, gonna piss off some Americans here, Poland is more patriotic than we are. I'm starting to not middle American. Nobody you want to blame everything on men. I'm not blaming everything on women, but you want to blame everything on men. You came in and you're men in the big caps. So feel free. All right, guys, I am out of here. 2 hours, 36 minutes. I've been up for about 24 hours, almost, yeah. And I got to go. I got to try to get a little sleep. And I'm sure my wife's going to be like, what the F are you doing? You're supposed to be sleeping. Holy crap. It's strange. Yeah, Poland and Argentina are looking really good right now. All right, guys, take care of yourselves, male and female, especially you sane women out there. Do not fall into the BS of the leftist crazy women. And don't be upset if there's things that your man does not do as good as you and that you don't do as good as him. That's the way it is. We work good together. We shouldn't be mad at each other for what we are genetically and physically and mentally born to handle and do and take care of. We work best together. So you guys thought I'm on here to hate women? Way to not pay attention to what I actually said. Once again, this all came because too many women are supporting Lindsay Clancy, who murdered her children. And I asked simply, multiple times now, show me men doing the same thing for a guy who murdered his children. You can't. There is a problem right now. I'm not saying men don't have problems, but we have a huge problem with women right now. And it's a scary thing. Be like the Amish. There you go. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thank you very much. I will talk to you later. Hit thumbs up if you like. Subscribe if you like. If you didn't, feel free to leave them nasty grams in my comments. But if you violate TOS, I will do just like I did in here, and I will remove you. In fact, I will probably go back and make sure those people are never on my channel again. Sure, they'll make other accounts, but you know, you violate TOS, you attack my wife. Once again, because I don't hate women. I honor my wife. I support her. You can attack me. You screw with her. Bad move. All right. Have a good one. Enjoy your day, your evening, your night, your morning. And don't know if I'll talk to you today because between this stream and the other one, that's about 6 hours of streaming in under 24 hours. And my voice is pretty screwed. Even though it's never good. So I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Be safe. And to quote Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. Have a good one. See ya.